All right, let's dive into the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I know the starters didn't play in the final game of the season, but I'm still extremely confident in this team. Over the course of the year, they showed incredible promise. And by the end of the season, it really felt like they came together as a complete unit. Yes, they finished with 14 wins, and while that's impressive, there were still a few things they needed to work on to be in a position to go all the way. Fortunately, I think they figured those things out. Towards the end of the season, the offense looked absolutely incredible. They could do it all. And the defense, well, it's been dominant all year long and proved they can shut down any offense, no matter how strong. With that combination and some other tricks up their sleeve that I think they're about to reveal, there aren't many teams that can beat them. Before we get deeper into why I'm so confident, if you love NFL content, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos as we move through the season. Back to the Eagles. As I mentioned, they didn't play their starters in the final game since they had already secured the second seed, but looking back at the games leading up to that, I really liked what I saw, especially from the offense with Jalen Hurts. The passing game had its ups and downs throughout the year, but towards the end, it really clicked. Jalen Hurts proved that if they need to throw the ball, he can do it at a high level. If they can maintain that for 4 games in a row during the playoffs, I don't think anyone can outscore them. Jalen Hurts showed that he can get the ball out quickly and accurately, giving his weapons a chance to make plays. And when you've got weapons like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, that makes the passing game even more dangerous. A.J. Brown is without a doubt one of the top receivers in the NFL, and it doesn't matter who's covering him. He'll find a way to get open or win contested catches. That's exactly what you want from a number 1 receiver. Pair that with Devonta Smith, who's arguably the best number 2 receiver in the league, and you have one of the most dangerous receiving duos in football. The Eagles' passing game, even when it wasn't perfect, has been explosive thanks to those two. Either one of them can break out for a big play, and if Hurts just stays accurate and gets the ball in their hands, they're going to make something happen, whether it's a big gain or a touchdown. And with what I saw at the end of the season, I'm really confident they can do that consistently. And while the passing game is looking great, the Eagles might not even need to rely on it heavily until deep in the playoffs, thanks to their dominant running game. The Eagles boast the best rushing offense in the league, not just because of their offensive line, but also because they have one of the best running backs in the game, Saquon Barkley. Despite only playing 16 games, Barkley ran for over 2,000 yards, averaging 5.8 yards per carry, and scored 13 touchdowns. He was on track to break the rushing record until the Eagles chose to rest him in the final game, which makes sense given his importance to the team. With Barkley healthy, the run game is nearly unstoppable. He's consistently put up huge numbers, averaging over 100 yards per game, and I don't see that slowing down in the playoffs. Plus, the team they'll face in the first round, the Green Bay Packers, isn't very strong against the run, which means the Eagles should dominate in the trenches. If they can control the run game, it'll open up the passing attack even more. That's why I believe this Eagles offense is one of the best in the NFL. They are incredibly balanced, and if they play to their full potential, I expect them to put up over 30 points per game. And when you combine that with a defense like theirs, it's clear why they're a strong Super Bowl contender. Speaking of the defense, let's talk about what they've accomplished this year. They've been dominant from start to finish and are widely considered the best defense in the NFL. Their defensive line, led by talents like Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat, and rookie Nolan Smith, is one of the best in the league. And defensive coordinator Vic Fangio has done a great job utilizing all these guys to their fullest potential. The Packers have had a solid offensive line, but the Eagles' front 7 presents a different kind of challenge. They'll be able to put pressure on Jordan Love, and with a secondary that includes players like Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, and Quinton Mitchell, Love will have a tough time finding open receivers. The Eagles' corners are exceptional in both man-to-man and zone coverage, which means if Love makes a mistake or throws a poor pass, the Eagles will likely capitalize. The Eagles are currently a top 6 team in the NFL for total takeaways, and that's not just because of their corners. Safeties like C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Reed Blankenship also play a key role in forcing turnovers. With this strong secondary and front 7, the Eagles' defense is nearly flawless, and it's hard to see how the Packers will find much success against them. The Eagles lead the NFL in total yards allowed per game and are second in points allowed per game. while the Packers have a solid offense, I don't expect them to score more than 24 points against this Eagles defense. If the Eagles can hold them under that, their offense should have no problem outscoring them. That's why I'm confident the Eagles will win their first round matchup, likely by a comfortable margin, and move on to the second round with a great chance to keep the playoff run alive. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on NFL content throughout the rest of the season, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on any new content.